Hello, welcome to Facebook Appliance Master Live. You think I'd get that right by now? I'm Bill again this week, just like I was last week. And of course with me again is Kari.
Hello, and today we're going to be talking all about leaking appliances and the various leaks that can happen.
Yes, that's true.
Yes.
Everyone understands like the obvious leaks, like, that's a problem, but where we run into a lot of problems that cause the most damage are the leaks that people don't find for a long time.
The hidden leaks.
Yeah, hidden leaks.
What would that be, like under the washing machine, dishwasher?
The most common place for leaks that would be your dishwasher. Most dishwashers, as of a few years ago, were plumbed with like flexible,
It doesn't look very flexible to me.
Well, generally it's not. It's copper and it's solid copper, but it generally. But this stuff lasts a long time, the copper itself. But what happens is like the connections where it hooks to the dishwasher or to the other part of the house plumbing, they leak very slowly. You can get a couple of drips a day, and underneath most dishwashers, there's not flooring. It's usually plywood, or even if there is vinyl flooring or some other, even tile, the leaks.
The water will still get in there.
Yeah, over time, and then once it's a plywood, that's kind of like a sponge over time. It just soaks up in there. It can go out throughout. Some people notice their leaks when their floor gets soft in front of the dishwasher, and at that time, we've had that, right?
Yeah, so we've had customers call in saying that their flooring looked like it was warping, or it just looked wet and they couldn't dry it. Yeah,
and again, so we recommend at least once a year, someone take the bottom of the dishwasher off, look inside. It's usually 2 or 4 screws, and it's something one of our technicians would be happy to do while they're at your home doing something else. And if you do have that rigid copper to your dishwasher, and even an ice maker for your refrigerator, because the copper, the line's hooked up in the back, most people don't pull their refrigerator out, is we recommend with all those water attachments, there's stainless steel braided hoses. This happens to be for a washing machine, but a dishwasher is going to be 3/8, a little smaller than that, and here's one for a dishwasher. See, dishwashers, and these we finally get the hoses like never burst. And they get far fewer leaks, and it's like they last quite a while.
Now, does the copper rust or corrode over time and need to be replaced, or is it just?
So the worst thing that happens to that copper, especially on a refrigerator, is when people do work on a refrigerator, move it once or twice, it's like it kinks very easily, and then once you get a kink in it, it's going to cause other problems.
A backup of water pressure.
Yeah, it might slow down your decrease the water pressure, and if the kink gets bad enough, that can burst. So.
And then you had mentioned that we recommend the steel braided hoses for washing machines too.
Yes.
I think a lot of people have plastic.
Well, they have. 20 years ago, this is all we had. There's like these rubber hoses, but this is something you can see every time you do laundry. You should be able to see your hoses, and this one's brand new. But even if like 5 years or so, like this is pretty flexible. It's like in a few short years, which it gets hard. They get stiff, and then they get bubbles in them. It'll get like it'll get a little, might get a bubble there, and then eventually that'll burst, and then you're getting at least 30 pounds of water pressure spraying around your house.
That's great.
Well, again, this is something you should see every time. You become aware of how bad they are if you have them at all, and with those, they typically don't leak a little. They're usually good up until the time you have a disaster. So looking under your dishwasher, looking behind the refrigerator, and again, at least once a year, when you clean the condenser coil, you probably have to pull the refrigerator out. When you pull the refrigerator out, you can change heaven forbid you have a plastic line. If you have a plastic line on your dishwasher, those, I don't even know if those last 7 or 8 years. They get hard, and they're in my opinion, they're the worst. Those are the ones that cause the most trouble. So when a technician's there cleaning out your condenser coil, you'll
have
Yeah.
him check out the other appliances that have
Well, he
a
could al-
water supply.
You can also pick up all the magnets and notes
Yes.
that fell behind your refrigerator, no charge, and make sure you have a current water line, and that's safe. And that's just one of the non-emergency services that we offer here.
And then as far as the laundry room goes, what would you recommend using a pan to put your washing machine in?
Okay, pans are tricky. A lot of them are building code. They have the, in case you have a flood. A lot of pans are plastic, and after a few short years, the plastic cracks, so they're pointless anyway. So if you did have a flood, I don't know that I've ever seen a plastic pan actually work where there was a flood and it contained it. But then again, so I know there's other ways, and I know in my mother-in-law's house, they put those under hot water heaters too. And then you get a neighbor who lives above you, by the time the hot water heater leaks, that pan is like trashed.
Yeah.
They do make metal ones for hot water heaters. The metal ones will, at least last longer. For hot water heaters, under washing machines, it's kind of impractical because they never seem to sit flat, and it's always awkward getting a machine in and out of that. For laundry rooms, I guess the most expensive, but the best, if you're going to be on the second floor or higher, is if you make the whole room like waterproof. You put a drain in the floor and just have a basin in the whole floor. That would be the smartest thing. I've seen that happen. But I did it at my old house when we had a laundry room on the second floor.
So waterproof the room and don't use pan.
Well, if it's a building code, you have to use a pan. If you can, I'd get a metal one or think about some other alternatives. But definitely, like I said, washing machines. Every time you do a load, it's like every time you get in your car, you kind of look at the tires.
Yeah. I think one thing too with the washing machines is making sure you're not using too much soap, because the soap buildup will cause, a clog that'll cause a leak.
Well, sometimes oversudsing looks like a leak, like somebody used the wrong detergent. Have that occasionally. People are getting better educated to that, especially.
Well, with the little detergent packets, it's kind of hard to use too much nowadays too. So just throw it in there.
Yeah. What else did we cover? What other garbage disposals? Garbage disposal, basic, but that's basic plumbing in your sink. I mean, occasionally, especially PVC plastic tubing will loosen. Sometimes it's just a matter of hand tightening it. But what I like to do every once in a while, especially, is just take a paper towel and lay it on top of things. And if you suspect a leak, if you come back and that towel is wet in a day or so, you might have a minor leak. Look at it. But have to always be vigilant.
Yeah. What about leaking inside the refrigerator? What is that usually caused by?
When you see water on the refrigerator floor or the freezer floor, most commonly it's because the refrigerators we have now are self-defrost, and once or twice a day or so, they'll turn on a heater and melt the frost, and then that water goes down a drain, supposedly. If the drain's clogged with food or ice, the water will come out of the front. It can pool inside the freezer until
that's a big complaint that we get from a lot of customers, is that there's water leaking inside the fridge and freezing.
The good news with that is that you'll probably see it before it causes any damage outside the refrigerator. And also, if everybody now has water in the door and water and ice in the door, so there's a water reservoir inside the refrigerator. Sometimes that line can freeze. It'll cause leaks. Again, if you see that, the damage has probably already been done. And again, just stop. Call us before it gets outside the unit.
Yeah, if you suspect that you might have a leak in any appliance, definitely call us. We'd be more than happy to send someone over to check it out. And just at least give you the peace of mind that.
Yeah. And you can combine all these services together, like have your dry event analysis checked, $39, have them look under the dishwasher, have them look behind the refrigerator.
Yep.
And
get some upgraded hoses in there.
Yeah, whatever, or not if you don't need them, but at least you'll know where you stand. All right, did we...
I think we may have covered everything as far as leaky appliances go.
Any questions? You know where to find us.
Leave them in the comments. We'll be more than happy to answer them. You can go to our website, APPLIANCEMASTER.com, and send us a question or request for an appointment. You can even book your appointment online.
All right, and before we go, I want to say hi to Bill and Linda Malloy, who I know are loyal followers. It's like they really have to get a life. No, just kidding. See you guys next weekend.
See ya.